all they did was extend the fuse on the housing market bomb. That's all this did. Instead of the housing market collapsing like now or this summer, it'll end of the year, beginning of 2022. You can't keep kicking this down the road. They gave no rent relief to people. They gave no forbearance relief. They just said we can't kick you out of your house just yet.
Yes.
So that's going to happen.
Yeah, Graham. So nobody can. I've had on Dylan Radigan and people like that, and I ask them, why? What is in it for the government? What is in it for Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden? And what is in it for them not to give people COVID relief like the rest of the world is giving their own people? If they shut down your business, they don't make you file unemployment. They just pay your salary. Why aren't they doing that? And why won't they give everybody Medicare? Why are they pretending like it's coming out of their pocket? Nobody has an answer. And here's my answer. We found out after the 2009 financial crisis what the real plan was. You think they have a plan to help you during COVID. Just like we thought they had a plan to help you save your house during the 2009 Wall Street crash. They didn't. Their plan was the exact opposite. The plan, as Dave Dayen and Matt Taibbi revealed, the plan was literally to make you lose your house, not help you keep your house and stabilize our economy. The plan was to make you lose your house so they could give your house to their creditor. Who's the creditor? Wall Street, Steve Mnuchin. That's who they gave people's houses to. It wasn't a bug of the bailout. It was a feature, as Dave Dayen wrote. That was a feature that was planned. That's how nefarious it was. And the reason why nobody was ever prosecuted for it is because the people who were supposed to prosecute you designed it. Eric Holder, Geithner, they designed it. And so that's what they're doing now. The reason why they won't give you a minimum wage and the reason why they won't give you COVID relief and they're screwing you over on your unemployment is because they don't want you to make your mortgage payment. They want to take your house and give it to your creditor. Jimmy, I'm a renter. Why wouldn't they? Because they want your landlord to miss his payment so they could give the apartment building to the creditor. They don't give a shit. This sounds, Jimmy, a little too nefarious and a little too cynical. This is exactly what they did in 2009, 2010. Exactly. They would tell people to not pay their mortgage so that they could get them a government relief, knowing that would trigger a default on their mortgage. And they didn't prosecute one person for that.
That's how they stole my home 10 years ago.
That's how they got my brother's house. That's how they got everybody's house. They told you, we're going to save your house. Don't pay your mortgage, and then we'll get you into this program, knowing that was a lie and knowing that would trigger a default process on your mortgage, that you would go into foreclosure. And they wanted that to happen. Why? Because they get your property.
Look, my property specifically, and I'm sure this has happened with your brothers and the 5 to 6 million people that went through foreclosure. So for me specifically, as I've said before in your show, I lived in a nice neighborhood in Santa Monica, and they bought my loan. One West Bank at the time, headed by Steve Mnuchin, bought my loan and thousands of others from IndyMac for about 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. So even though the value of my home had gone down, it didn't matter to them because, they only own, they bought 30%, they got the debt for 30%, for a 70% discount, basically. So evicting me was the smartest thing they could do because then they sold the house again. And so they made a profit. And that's what they did with millions of people. And so this time around, a year ago, I was like, I ain't falling for it this time. And I tried, and I said it on my show numerous times. I'm like, be careful. And I saw it. We all saw it a year ago. We're all like, here, they're doing it again. Only now it's even more nefarious, Jimmy, because now it's not just your home, your single family house. It's commercial real estate as well.
Yes.
I mean, they want it all. And one of the big companies that they did this in California, again, another thing Kamala Harris, when she was attorney general, could have prosecuted and didn't. A lot of the homes that were bought up, the Cash for Keys program, they were bought up by management companies because they rented these all because they know they crunched the numbers and said people can't afford to buy houses, but they still need to rent them. So now they just want more rental property that they can sell. And that's what they're going to do again, only now they're going to do it with commercial real estate as well. And no one will be held accountable because look, the billionaires have made record profits this last year. Record profits.
Record.
So they've cleaned up somewhere in the neighborhood of, you add up all the billionaires' profits, it's over $1 trillion that they've made in the last 12 months. And we're supposed to go, thanks for $1,400, Bernie, and everybody else. And it's just like, and again, other countries just gave small businesses money. I know Australia, they didn't give them a PPP loan or an SBA loan. They said, here's the money. Just do it. And if you read they offered me an SBA loan, and I read the fine print because I wasn't going to get screwed over this time. And they said, any loan over $25,000, your business is now collateral. And I'm like, oh, so that's how they're going to buy up all the small businesses. And that's how they're going to do it. I read the fine print. I was like, and I told my audience, I said, read the fine print, man. If you be careful, because that's how they're going to snatch it up. I was just looking for the scam this time. And that's why I was like, fine. And I got there, and I started buying Bitcoin, and I'm on Rockfin as you are, and I get paid in crypto. And I've been telling my audience, get involved in crypto. It's the only time in history where regular people can amass wealth. It's the only time. It's like one of the only times this has ever been able to happen. So like, I go, get out of the central banks. I paid off my debt. The hell with them. They're an evil, corrupt system. And people go, well, Bitcoin mining takes a lot of energy. Yeah, it does. And we need to, maybe use more solar panels for it, whatever. But you're trying to tell me that the Wall Street system is less harmful for the planet? Like,